What's up, everybody? It's Real Good Doty coming at y'all with another video on this beautiful Thursday evening. It is chilly outside. That's why I got my hoodie on. Anyways, this evening I want to talk about something that I've been working on myself, and this is very important. So I've been really working on my emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is something that a lot of us lack because our initial reaction to disrespect is to respond with disrespect instead of really stopping ourselves before we stoop down to that other person's level. Now, I understand you can set boundaries and there's certain, boundaries that get crossed. And I totally understand that and I respect that. But if someone is saying something negative to you, you have to kind of understand where they're coming from and why they're doing it. Because a lot of the times, people who say something negative to you are people who are just unhappy with themselves. And they have the mentality, well, I'm not happy, so you can't be happy. And you kind of got to understand that. You got to kind of see the game that they're playing. So you don't have to play their game. You don't have to stoop down to their level. And yes, some people do have to be put in their place. Some people do need to be checked. And I get that, and I respect that, I understand that. But majority of the time, when someone says something negative to you, it's because they're unhappy with themselves. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt, and you got to keep it moving. Because if you allow their negative energy to affect you, then what's going to happen is you're going to bring that negative energy that they're giving to you towards other people, and it's going to cause a ripple effect. And that's something that you don't want to do, because that's something, like I said, that I've done a lot in my past. I've allowed people to get in my head, and I played their game, and I ended up losing. But then when I finally realized why people are saying something negative, then it made me see things a lot more clear. It made things a lot more easier for me to not get in my feelings, not stoop down to their level, take the higher road and keep it moving. A lot of people want you to go back and forth with them, through social media, because it's a lot easier to say something negative to someone than it is positive. But like I had mentioned earlier, guys, people are unhappy with themselves. People have a lot of issues with themselves. So, it's just, it's natural for someone to say something negative, because we live in a world where there's a lot of hatred, a lot of negativity that you see on the news, and everybody, is so stuck in their own beliefs, and they're not willing to look at things from a different perspective. They lack intelligence, emotional intelligence. It's everyone's so fixated on their opinion, and they get caught in their emotions. And a lot of times we can't have these simple, peaceful conversations, because as soon as we say something that someone doesn't like, our initial reaction is to respond to that person. And then when we respond negatively to that person, then that person we respond to gets upset and then say something to us, and then we say something back, and then we start arguing, and it just happens over and over and over. So that's why emotional intelligence is very, very important. It's very important that you keep your cool and you make sure that you don't have any emotions towards a situation, because that's when you become your most dangerous. That's when you become the greatest version of yourself, because then people know that you're not going to play in their game. They know that you're not going to get in your feelings, because you ain't falling for that. You see what their intentions are. You know how they move, but you ain't doing it. And that's something that I'm working on myself too, guys. I used to have a real bad temper. I was bullied in high school. I was bullied in middle school and elementary. I was overweight. I got made fun of. But I was an easy target to people, because people knew that they could get in my head by saying something about my weight or about my skin color. They knew that I would react in a negative way. But it wasn't until all the negative things that they said to me, I used it as motivation. That's why I got in shape. And when I got in shape, they couldn't call me fat no more. So that's why I use my emotional intelligence to really see why they were saying all those things to me, and I use it as motivation. And maybe some of y'all are getting made fun of because of y'all's weight or y'all's skin colors or y'all's circumstances in life, on how much money you make, or maybe your significant other is just toxic to you, always bringing you down. And I've been there. I've been in those toxic relationships. And that shit ain't cool. That shit ain't fun. But then when I finally distanced myself from that person and started working on my emotional intelligence, I was able to look back and understand why that person was saying all those things to me. And I was able to move forward with my life and become at peace and start to develop into the greatest version of myself. And if I can do it, guys, I know y'all can do it. I appreciate everyone for watching this video, taking the time out of your evening. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. That would be really cool if you did. Also, click a thumbs up and leave a comment. For those who aren't following me on Instagram, my Instagram name is realgood_Doty. And I really appreciate everyone who's been supporting the channel since day one. I love y'all. Have a wonderful evening and have a kick-ass Friday. I'm out.